Hey, what's up, y'all? Taurus here, TaurusBeats.com. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking out this video. Here we are. We are getting ready to get into a beat that I'm working on. I'm just going to have you follow along with me. I got started already making the track, and once I started, I was like, well, this will be a good video to actually, put together for my fam out there to just basically show them more of how I'm doing the sample flipping and show them, show you guys basically how I walk through the process at times. Now, this is going to be a little bit different where in the past, what I normally do when I actually knock out the beats, I usually just make the drums myself, go through and just make all the drum layers and everything. This time, I've actually used the redrum device to actually go ahead and program the drum beat. The drum beat is very simple, and it's, like I said, it's nothing really to it. It's just that this is one of the few times that I'm actually going through and programming it. And it makes it simple because I can get a down and dirty beat, something that I can actually just flip over. So let me put it to you like this. Sometimes you just want to come up with a quick beat. You just put down a beat. Doesn't really matter. You're not really concerned about how sharp it sounds and all that type of stuff. You just want to get a framework so you can actually get your sample flipping in. That's all I'm doing here with the redrum. So in Reason 6.5, I'm using the Yamaha DJX as my trigger, as my controller. The Yamaha DJX is just a MIDI keyboard. It does not have USB capabilities. I'm plugged in from the keyboard to my PC through a MIDI cable. And the MIDI cable is about 6 foot, and it has the in and the out. It's a nice cable from back in the day. I got it like 13 years ago. But all it does is it allows me to trigger the sounds in Reason using the keyboard because it has more keys. That's why I'm using it. That's the only reason why I'm using the Yamaha DJX. I'm not using any sounds out of it. None of the other features of the Yamaha DJX, just the keys. So that's just giving you some little tidbits right there. As far as this beat, let's take a listen to it. Let me get it started in the right place. Okay, so that's the beat. Beat is very basic. Now let's go back down to where I had my sample. And what I was doing with that is I was trying to show you guys, I just want to show you inside of the combinator. I just put everything in the combinator so you can actually see me striking the keys. And you can see what I'm doing as far as the sample. So let's take a look right here. These are my samples. These are the sample slices. And as you listen, this is the first slice. Second slice. Third slice. Fourth slice. So you can tell, first of all, the very first thing about me and slicing samples, very irregular. So, people ask me questions a lot. How do you slice your samples? Do you slice on a beat? Do you slice on a particular 16th or anything like that? You slice on the 16th or no, I don't. No, I just slice them. I just cut them up. If my slices were like back in the day, you could go and get sliced. You get a whole thing of bologna and you would cut it up at home. If my slices were like bologna slices, I have some big old thick chunks of bologna to fry up. Some of y'all don't even know what that's about. But anyway, I have some big old chunks. It's like my chunks are big. When I slice, they're big. And it depends on the person. You slice, you ask 1,000 folks, you'll get 1,000 different answers probably on how to slice. And I'm convinced that it's not really important how you slice it as much as it is how you flip it. Okay, so the slicing, you can rack your brain all you want on that. All I'm saying is, go ahead and slice the thing and then get in there and start flipping it. Trying to flip it, rearrange it. Now, that's what we're going to do right now. The flipping is the piece where... So those are the 4 pieces, right? Now, let's go ahead and just get in some flipping. Like I said, I've already got some down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through just the process, if you will, in my mind as far as coming up with different flips. So here's one right here. We're just going to let that beat run first. And as we listen to the beat... And I'll start flipping. I'll get you, bring that back up so you can see me. And just check it out. I'm just going to vibe with it. Vibe with it. And something like. Okay, so you get the picture as far as, like I said, you just vibe with it and you just play along with it, come up with different ideas. And here's some of the ideas that right now I just got a couple. So you can just check these out and I'll wrap it up with this right here. Really short, it's really sweet. Let's just get it into the first one. And we'll take you into this first flip right here so you can listen to it as far as what I have so far. Okay, so you got that right there. Now let me get you into a bass line that I put together for that. Now, just listening to that bass in that sample flip. Now, the key thing about it is while you sample, when you flip whatever it is that you have there, make sure that you listen to the elements, because the elements they're pretty much giving you the framework for whatever it is you can do next with, like, bass, piano, all of the other instrumentation that you can put onto the track. If you don't want to make it into a standalone track like I do Moody instrumental music. So a lot of times I take the beat and I take it all the way into where it can stand on its own as just a musical track, and I have piano and everything else in it with strings and all that kind of stuff, orchestra, all that, and it just stands on its own. But if you just want to keep it as a beat, that's fine too. But the key thing is you still got to listen to the elements that are, you really listen to what's going on in that flip. So let's go ahead and take a listen here. Now, the key thing right there is that bass line. That bass line that you hear in there, key in on that bass, because that bass is giving you what your framework can be in terms of what your own bass line can be. So it's kind of pointing out to you where you can go, or giving you a kind of some lanes that you can play in. If you go outside of those lanes, you'll hear it and it'll sound like garbage, but you can stay in those lanes and you can actually come up with some nice bass lines. Here's one that I have right here. I'm just going to solo the bass line real quick so you can hear what it sounds like by itself. Now here it is with the sample. Okay, whole thing. Okay, so you get the picture there. It's real simple as far as following along what the bass line provides for you. And then you could bring in other things like just some basic piano chords, 3-finger chords. So you get the idea there where basically the piano just comes in and mellows the whole thing out, gives you a nice little mellow feel. Now, what I'm going to do is go even further, is I'm going to just go ahead and take it up to the second level where I actually made, a second flip here, a second pattern. And this is my second flip. Just take a listen to it. And I have, I'm gonna mute these two right quick so you don't have to listen to those right now. We're just going to go ahead and do just a flip. Check it out. Bass line. bass line there. So you hear it with the bass line and you hear how that's rolling. The next thing that you got is I'm going to bring in that piano so you can hear what it sounds like with it. And all it is, again, 3-finger chords, just 3-finger chords playing along. Little electric, this is just like electric keys, keyboard. And that's pretty much it, fam. So in terms of just trying to give you some takeaways, the first thing as far as sample flipping, just get yourself a nice beat. Just put yourself, I say nice, but just get you something real dirty, real quick. Just put a beat down as your framework, and then go in and you can start messing around with the sample. Just trial and error, really. That's all it is. As far as how you slice your samples however you want. You can slice the sample up in large chunks, smaller chunks. If I really want to obscure a sample, if I really want to make it to where you really don't know what the sample is, I slice it up into tiny, tiny pieces to where it's just like really one note. And I've done it on a bunch of songs where I've just sliced the sample to where it's just one note. It's not even, sometimes it's not even a beat. It's just like one note. And I play the sample like I play an instrument, like I'm playing the piano, like the piano gives you one note, you know, or the keys give you one note, and I just play that sample and I flip that sample as if I'm flipping, you know, or just playing a piano or something like that. So you can slice your samples any way that you want. Do it and just get there and experiment and trial and error and work at it. And after a while, you'll develop your own flavor, your own style, your own flow. And once you do that, hey man, the possibilities are endless in terms of what you can sample. You don't even care anymore what you sample. It's no longer, you know, when I first started out, it was about soul samples. I had to find soul samples because those were the easiest ones in my view to really jump on and really tear apart and, you know, flip them and everything. But now, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, I could be listening to a commercial and I'm like, oh yeah, I tear it apart and flip it, because you'll develop the skill as you continue to work at it, okay? So don't worry about that so much. Now, take that away. Slice it however you want. Just get in and do it. Just continue to get in and practice your craft. Continue to do that. And when you get to the point where you start adding different instruments, really listen to the sample flip. Listen to how you flip the sample. Listen to the elements in it. Listen to it as if it's giving you, it may be giving you some melody keys. It may be giving you some melody cues as far as how to develop a melody, how to develop chords, harmonies, and things like that. Other parts and other instrumentation to build your song out the way that you want it, or to build your beat out like you want it. So keep those things in mind. You know, just get in there, work at it. If you got any questions, you know you can hit me up. Send me a private message right here on YouTube, or you can leave a comment, and I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Until later, fam, grace and peace to you. Take care of yourself until next time. And make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Go by and check out TaurusBeats.com, the website, and check out all the information and the music that I have there. And please, go ahead and click like on this video. If you like what you saw here, go ahead and click on like and leave me a comment, man. I love to hear from you. So take care of yourself. We're out of here. Take care. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing.